Alright friends, welcome back to our channel. It's me, Sabra.
Hi.
This is Tyler. And then we have our little baby here, so if she's noisy, we apologize.
And our dog's over there at the window and he likes to freak out when we talk, so if he gets noisy, we apologize.
But anyway, this is a video that we've been talking about making for a while, and it's how we budget. I don't know if anyone's actually interested in watching this, but it's something that I feel like it's been a long time coming. And I feel like we should talk about it. Like, I'm really proud of us.
Me
We've
too.
been doing really good.
I think we found a system that actually works for us. It took us almost 2 years of not struggling to the point of we can't feed ourselves, but just struggling to figure out.
Money. Yeah. We were a newlywed couple who like to spend money and splurge on random things and not budget. Basically, I feel like not a lot of people talk about the main program that we use to budget. I've not heard a lot about it except from our premarital counselor. He recommended that we get it before we got married. I really wish we would have then. But first things first, I think we should jump into like how our relationship was with money before we got married, and how that affected us, like creating a budget after getting married. So I'll let you go first.
So the thing is, I'm a huge planner. So I love things like, I love budgets, I love Excel spreadsheets, I just love planning things. My problem is with execution. So my relationship with money before would be creating these huge budgets for myself. It was never really an issue for me before because I would make more in a month than I would spend in a month. My spending habits weren't really over the top. So I would find myself in situations where and I think this is where our biggest difference is, which we'll get into that when you give your background. I hated spending money on small things. Like if I would go grocery shop or Target or wherever, I'd bring my list. I would walk out of the store with the things on my list. Just because I'm not the kind of person who would go into a store, at least before I got married. Maybe this has changed.
Okay, what did you bring home today?
Oh my goodness. I was before milk and walk out with a basket full of things. However, I was very much okay with spending large amounts of money on things. It's kind of a paradox for me. I would be more willing to spend $80. A computer program would help me manage tasks. But I would not be willing to spend $3 on a candy bar. I guess in summary, before we got married, my relationship with money was I was good at saving money. I would not spend money frequently, but I would spend large amounts of money.
So my relationship with money was basically the exact, for one, I should also say Tyler had quite a few jobs. So he had definitely a lot more money coming in than I did in college. Like I had a few jobs, not really. I also got an allowance from my family every week just to help me pay for like groceries once I got in. Once you get into apartment, your meal plan in college like goes down. So weekly I would get like an allowance for groceries and gas. I was like really good at getting the minimum amount of groceries and the minimum amount of gas so then I could spend on whatever else I wanted. And I would spend that money like within 2 to 3 days after it had been deposited into my account. I wasn't a shopaholic, but I burned through money really fast. And like Tyler said, that was on his list. I would go to the store not knowing what I wanted to come home with all these pretty things that, like s'mores flavored Pop-Tarts that were not. I spent money on whatever I felt like and I burned through money really fast. And I also would forget about like expenses because in college I did have a few programs on my computer that were like monthly subscriptions, and sometimes I would forget, oh crap, this is the week. I was very bad about budgeting for things that reoccurring. Yeah, I was really bad at budgeting for that. And then I was left kind of like screwed. And I never had a savings. I never had money left over. If I did have...
Neither of us had a wonderful relationship with money. We both had our strengths and we both had our weaknesses. The good thing is, in marriage, you always want to find someone who can balance out your strengths and weaknesses. This is very true when it comes to money, and I think we did that. You were weak, and where you were strong, I was weak. And if you think about it, those first like 2 or 3, obviously right now we have her, so it's different. But even if we did not have her, I don't think we could live right now the way we did those first few months. Because for one thing, we were on one income.
Yes.
Right now I have 2 jobs. Before that, I had 1 job and she had 1 job. Our first 3 months of marriage, we just had 1 income coming in, and we were able to survive on that for 3 months. I don't know how. We also had a little bit of a savings built up.
We had a lot of savings built up.
A lot of the savings.
You had a lot of savings built up that basically I convinced you to burn through.
Well, no, that's what the savings was for.
Yeah.
Was our first year of marriage.
Yes. And
frugally as I thought we did.
I want to preface though, like as a newlywed couple, we were buying things that we essentially needed. Like we were buying new furniture for our home. We were buying, like we were making this house that you were already living in.
We bought a new mattress together within our first year of marriage, and it was what, $1,500? We got it on the Mattress Firm credit card. We had that paid off. Our journey as a married couple when it comes to budgeting and has looked very different. We've been married like a year and a half, a little over that, almost 2 years. We've gone through several different ways of budgeting and ways of dealing with money. So before we tell you what we're doing now, which I know that's why you clicked on this video, and we tried several methods. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dave Ramsey, money methods.
He's really popular. He's like a really popular financial advisor. So
we personally never took any of his courses or read any of his books, but we have friends who have and have let us in on some of the secrets from his methods. One of them is the envelope method that he really pushes, which I think that's probably one of the most popular budgeting methods out there.
And I really wanted that method. I wanted that method to work so bad, just because it had worked for our friends. As we tried to do that method, the envelope method, basically what it is every month once you get your paycheck, take that paycheck and you cash it, so you have all the cash in front of you, unless it's like items that are bills. You would keep that money in your account probably because you're gonna pay online for that stuff. So anything you pay online, you keep in your account, and then you take all the rest of your cash out. And then you separate the cash out. So let's say you take out $500 in cash. You would maybe put $100 in groceries, $100 in transportation, and you kind of divvy it all out in these envelopes, like physical envelopes. And then you have to be disciplined enough to like want takeout on the way home. If you don't have your eating out envelope with you, any food to eat out with. And we were just not, it just did not fit our lifestyle at all.
It didn't stick.
And we tried that quite a few times, but
we tried several different times.
Within a week or two, I feel like.
I think a lot of it too is both of us are just so ingrained in debit cards and just neither one of us have really handled cash.
Yeah.
And that was a really hard transition for us. I liked it because we had to like physically see and touch our money. We could see where it was going, and if we wanted to buy something on Amazon, we'd have to make the conscious decision, which is inconvenient, but it really makes us consider what we actually need to be spending money on.
But that's also not the only way. Like you can still in a different format, which is what we're going to get to in a little bit, because we found a format that's basically the same thing, more digital.
We also tried several. We tried to modify that and like try our own versions of things, but it's never worked.
Yeah, we did like Tyler did an Excel spreadsheet that we tried to enter in our own information to come and make.
I spent hours on that Excel sheet.
He did.
I had so much fun doing it. I'm an Excel nerd, and I loved it. And then like the next day, we just went out, bought a bunch of stuff, didn't put it in the Excel sheet.
But then we also tried, you had in your bullet journal, we kind of wrote down every little thing. But then even then,
it worked.
It did work, but we'd also run into errors, and it took so long to manually add everything.
It took so long. But here's the thing, all we were doing was recording. That made us very aware of where our money was going, but it didn't actually change anything. We tried that for like 2 months, and both months we ran.
Fast forward to now, and that's when we started to use this app called Ynab, which stands for You Need a Budget. It's the app that hey, you guys really need to get this. I like download it right now. It's a subscription. It does cost money. However, our premarital counselor was telling us what difference it made in him and his wife's life, but we were just like newlyweds, not even newlyweds yet. We're like, we don't need that. We'll just do like something for free. But Tyler, I think in December there was a free trial. Yeah, so there was like a 31 or 34 day free trial.
Yeah, it was like November. I think you could still sign up now and get a free trial. I don't know if it's 34 days.
Tyler just went ahead and downloaded it just to see, because if it didn't work for us, we could always cancel it after the 34 days was up. And I was honestly skeptical because I was thinking, we've tried to budget so much. But then again, I also had a new motivator, and it was this little baby right here. Because I knew we had to get serious about our money, because we went from then having 2 income for reasons, and we were now living on Tyler's income. And then Tyler had to get a second part-time job just to keep up with what we had as 2 individuals.
And there was like 2 months of overlap there where we had 3 incomes, and it was awesome.
That was awesome. We would have had a lot
saved so much money.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's jump into what Ynab is. I'll let Tyler talk. Something else we talked about during our premarital counseling was I didn't really want a hand in paying the bills or being responsible for that. And I told Tyler, like, while we're engaged, you're gonna have to take care of that because I'm terrible at it. I know my weaknesses with money. And we had that conversation. I prefer in our marriage that Tyler kind of sets the base of our budget, and then if there's anything we need to adjust, but he takes care of like paying the bills.
Because like I said, it's something I enjoy. I'm a huge planner, so I enjoy setting up the system to keep us accountable and help me to help us.
I'm the one that like.
So basically, the main thing is, if I were to sit down with somebody and have a conversation about budgeting. If there was one thing I wanted that person to walk away with, and if there's one thing that I want you guys watching this video to walk away with, it's the, and this is what makes Ynab stand out from every other budgeting system. I've tried lots of apps even before we got married. I've tried Mint. We tried Albert for a little bit. Remember that?
Yes, Albert was creepy.
I still get emails from Albert. So out of all the apps that we've tried, the one thing that sets Ynab apart from all the other apps out there that at least that we've tried is this budgeting versus forecast. Whereas most times when you think about a budget, you're actually thinking about forecasting, and that's what we were doing for the past 2 years.
Yeah, we were like
forecasting,
thinking about, okay, this month we're gonna have this much money at the end of it. Or like we were predicting how much our checks would be, and then budgeting based off of how much we thought our checks would be. Whereas with Ynab, you budget with the money, and we're gonna take that money, not what we think we're gonna make for the whole month, but that specific paycheck, and then give each dollar a job. So you only work with the money that you have. That was a game changer for us.
It was huge. To
realize that this is the money that we have right now. These are and obviously like some bills are gonna be split up. Like we have a few bills that are due at the beginning of the month and a few bills that are due at the end of the month. So we look at the date of the bills and figure paycheck, but we always make sure that our bills are a priority first, which kind of goes.
Because the thing is, before, like when we've made our own Excel sheets, when we've tried we're thinking, we just have totals in our heads. This is how much we're gonna get paid. This is how much our bills are gonna be. This is how much we have for groceries and everything else. And so we'd start spending that money that we have for groceries and everything else without realizing
that we don't have that.
We're not gonna have that. I think the biggest hurdle that we've had to overcome more recently is the biggest bill that we have is due at the very beginning of the month. And so if we're doing this month by month and not paycheck by paycheck, then we don't have. So one of Ynab's catchphrases, one of their points, I guess you could say, is that they're seeking to help you overcome the paycheck to paycheck slump. Like where we get money for this paycheck and we have to pay for everything that we have now until the next paycheck, and then by the time the next paycheck comes, we have $0, and we're just constantly living paycheck to paycheck. They're trying to stop that cycle for next month, basically. So I'm gonna get Friday, like she said, we're gonna put some money in our different accounts that we have, like our bills fund, but we're also gonna be focusing on next month as well, and that's really planning. We haven't done this yet. We haven't been able to break out of the paycheck to paycheck cycle, but it is so good when you get paid to be able to put at least a little bit off towards our bills for next month. We can't pay all of our bills, but even if it's just $50 off of our bills in April, it's such a good feeling to know that if you have the app or the web browser, it shows in the corner of the screen the age of your money, 1 or 2. That means you're spending money that you made 1 or 2 days. The goal is to get that above 30. We haven't gotten it above 30, but it's such a good feeling to see that number growing and growing. That's how we know that it really is working.
So once we get paid, there's a few ways that we prioritize where our money goes and how we break it down. But obviously, like non-negotiable items or like our bills, obviously. So that includes our phone bill, our car loan, student loans, just basically any on a monthly payment schedule. We will look to budget those first. And then after that, we will go into budgeting like our true expenses. That's what it's called, right? True expenses. So that's like groceries, a general fund. So if we need to buy like laundry detergent or toothpaste or something, we have an ED fund and a blaze. So obviously with a baby, we have to budget quite often for her. Like if she needs diapers, which we just started a diaper subscription. So I'll let you guys know how. Obviously I like to buy clothes for her too, and she's grown rapidly. She's 2 months and like grows out all of her clothes. So then we start budgeting for those little items based on the money that we have. And then after that, we also budget into savings. We have like 3 or 4 savings. And something that I want to say is that before Ty and I were married, we had a savings account, and since we started this app, we have built our savings up so much. It used to be,
yeah, the only reason it's not is because we had to take out of it that's exactly what savings are for. Your grandfather is passing away, we need to get back to Ynab has not only helped us, it's completely transformed the way we see money, the way we spend it. I'm really proud of us.
Me too.
Go us.
And I want to say too, like, obviously Ynab does not sponsor this video. Like, we're not sponsored at all. This is just an app that we finally decided to give a try. We've been doing it a few months. There would be times where Tyler and I would be like really scared or just panicky about money, I feel like. So we're like, oh crap, we just spent all our money, we have bills up, and we really did. And now, like, I have not had anxiety about money. And that's another thing I should say. I am really anxious about, I haven't felt anxious about money for the past few months, which is a really good feeling to know that we're secure with our money and that this is what we have. Highly recommend Ynab. It's a really great app. It helps you visualize where your money's going. Every single time you make a transaction, you add it into the app immediately. So that's kind of like, it's big.
And that's hard to do. I'm not going to say that we sit here and add it every time we make a transaction.
We're trying.
I'm not going to say that we look at it to see how much money we have in a certain envelope before we make a transaction. So we're definitely not perfect and we're still growing. But the times we mess up, we're staying strong. That's another key thing about Ynab is it emphasizes flexibility. Like,
yes.
If you have this money set for here, for this amount, but someone's like, hey, let's go to dinner. Well, you don't want to make everything you can to make that happen. Just be flexible with your budget.
That's why, like, before we would feel guilty if we overspent in a category. Whereas Ynab has the attitude of, okay, maybe we have $50 in our eating out fund, and then we have $150 in our grocery fund. Like Tyler said, a friend comes, invites us to dinner, we haven't seen them in a while, with this friend. With Ynab, it's flexible. We can take $20, any category that's a true expense that we feel, it's like prioritizing what's more important to you. Obviously you need food to live, so like we're not gonna take all of our groceries, but it makes you think about what's more important to me, going to dinner with this friend this right now, or have a Starbucks fund, or what. It's just like also your relationship with money, not having negative relationship with money, because money is not here for a reason. It's how our society works, and we just need to have a healthy mindset.
Forcing a structure on ourselves that we can't keep is just going to keep reinforcing the negative. I have a challenge for you. If you are interested in trying out You Need a Budget, Ynab, $80 a year, or roughly $80, I don't think it's exact.
But hey, we budgeted in Ynab to pay for Ynab.
Well, that's my challenge.
Yeah.
So it's $80 a year. I think I'll have to check, and if I check, but I'm pretty sure that you can always sign up and get the free trial. I don't think it was just a December thing. So my challenge to you is to sign up, get the free trial, do everything you can to learn about it with Ynab. When you have a subscription, even the free trial, you get access to dozens of free webinars. And these aren't just recorded videos,
yeah.
They're live.
It's really, we became friends with one of the guys.
Yeah.
What was his name, Lee?
I don't remember, he was a really neat guy. They really want this app to work for you, so maybe there's a little bit of a learning curve. I think there was for us, but we spent a couple attending those webinars.
And that's what I love. I love watching live streams to begin with. So whenever Tyler told me there was live webinars, I'm like, okay, they're probably just pre-recorded and they have pre-asked questions. But no, we joined the webinar and
he's interacting with
yeah,
us.
he saw our questions and he would call Tyler by name and respond to our specific questions, and that was awesome. Like we took a few of they just have a ton of classes that you can take about finances, and it really, really made a huge difference. Whereas if you were to pay for a financial advisor and go make an appointment, it'd be like $80 per appointment, or if not more. Whereas this is $80 a year. Look at the cost. I don't know. I think it's worth it. 100%
Totally
worth
is.
it.
So get the free trial, try it out for a month, learn about it through the webinars, and make one of your little fund categories there, purchase Ynab, and see if you can save just $80 in 1 month. We did. I didn't think we could, but we saved $80.
Yeah.
Apart from savings, we still were able to put into savings. We were able to fund our entire month. And we were able to put $80 towards purchasing Ynab. So that come January 1st, we spent $80 to purchase a subscription to Ynab for 1 year, and it did not affect any. That's how confident I am in this app. That's how confident we are. At least this has helped us. We can't say that it's going to help you the same way.
Right. This is what has worked for us, and it's been amazing, especially if you have a family or maybe you are expecting a little one. Having financial security is such a good feeling, because that was something I was really scared about, is like, how are we going to provide for our baby when we can barely provide? I know that if something came up with our baby, we'd be able to handle it, a little bit of it. With that being said, guys, if you have any questions about how we budget, I feel like we went over a big picture of how we budget and our relationship with money. But if you have any questions, just leave those in the comments down below and we would love to answer them. If you have any questions about Ynab, you can also email us. Our emails are always linked down below in the description as well. So anyway, we love you guys, and we will see you on Friday.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.